Kyotaro is a lonely emo midget who was obsessed with unaliving people. But when the popular baddie starts to riz him up with her giant plot armors, he folds and wants to clap her cheeks instead of her life. On the day they first met, Kyotaro goes to the library like usual for some peace and quiet, but there, he spots Anna chomping on rice balls like your fat exes. As he walks past, she says something to him, but he can't quite catch her words. Panicking, he nods and awkwardly agrees anyway before quickly retreating behind a bookshelf. Then, he spies on her and sees that she is struggling to cut up cardboard for her class assignment without a proper box cutter. While Kyotaro has his own box cutter, he thinks about letting her borrow his, but he is hesitant because having a box cutter is creepy, but decides to help her anyway. To his surprise, Anna thanks him warmly, leaving him relieved that she doesn't find him as weird as he feared. Just then, the school bell rings. Anna quickly packs up her things and, without realizing it, walks off with Kyotaro's box cutter inside her pencil case. Kyotaro hurries after her, but when he steps outside, he sees her talking to one of her friends. The friend teases her for snacking like a fat pig, and Anna laughs off her comments before suddenly turning to Kyotaro. She offers him a bag of chips, and for a brief moment, Kyotaro feels like this could be his chance to connect with her. But then she finishes the chips right in front of him and hands him the trash just so he can throw it away, leaving him confused. The next day, Kyotaro arrives in class and finds his box cutter inside his desk. When he realizes Anna carried it the whole way to school just so he could have it back, it makes him feel warm inside. Later, when it is time to hand in the projects, Anna's project looks completely different because her friend, Moko, redid the entire thing, as Anna's original creation was dog water. Kyotaro feels anger bubbling inside him, as he knows how much effort Anna puts into that project, but he's surprised to see her chill about it. But when it's time for Moko's group to present their work, Kyotaro sees that Anna's energy is fading, and something about her expression tells him she's quietly upset. And hearing Moko cheerfully taking all the credit annoys him even more. When it's finally Kyotaro's group's turn, he does his best to present. But midway through, he spots Anna in the distance, wiping her tears in secret. Suddenly, a helicopter passes by, which makes everyone turn in Anna's direction, almost seeing her in tears, wanting to save her. Kyotaro grabs his box cutter and tears his own project into pieces, creating chaos just to take attention away from her. But when he looks back, Anna appears perfectly composed, leaving him standing there with his project ruined like a complete dimwit. After class, Kyotaro hears his classmates make nasty comments towards Anna, which disgusts him. He retreats to the library to calm himself down, but when he sees Anna there, he hides behind the shelf. Just then, Hara, the class's beloved fat chick, arrives, followed by Kenta, the guy who has a crush on Hara. As they sit together, Anna's smooth brain doesn't realize Kenta is trying to confess to Hara in front of her. Suddenly, Kyotaro accidentally draws attention to himself from behind the bookshelves. Anna quickly signals him to make cat sounds to cover, but he sounds like a cow getting clapped instead. Seeing his struggle, Anna joins him and shows him how to make proper cat noises. To their surprise, the plan works, and the couple believes stray cats are clapping hard behind the library. Then, Hara and Kenta leave to take their conversation somewhere more private, and Anna tells Kyotaro she's glad their teamwork succeeded before heading off, leaving Kyotaro blushing. The following day, on his way to school, Kyotaro spots Anna walking with the school's playboy, Haruya, and he feels jealous. But when he realizes that Anna seems uninterested and Haruya is harassing her, something inside him snaps. He launches his bike, sending it crashing into the water to break up their interaction. It draws everyone's attention, and Moko informs Anna of what happened. When Anna confronts Kyotaro about it, he brushes it off with a joke, saying that he believes his bike can fly. To his surprise, Anna bursts into laughter, and for a brief moment, Kyotaro feels something shift between them. The next day, Kyotaro hides behind the bookshelf, stalking Anna as she opens yet another snack. This time, it's the type that needs water to prepare. She fidgets with the package, glances around for water, and quickly runs outside to fetch some. When she returns, she rushes back in but accidentally spills water all over the floor. Kyotaro stares at the puddle, horrified that she stains his sacred library. While annoyed, he starts wiping the puddles. But before he can even finish, Anna comes back again, bringing more water, only to spill it a second time. She promises she'll help clean later before running to fetch even more. Watching her struggle, Kyotaro glances at the clock and realizes she doesn't have enough time before the break ends. At first, he convinces himself that it's not his problem, but after seeing her run around so desperately, he grabs an empty cup and races upstairs to fill it for her. But when he rushes back, he finds Anna already eating her treat directly at the water tap, making all his effort pointless. Feeling defeated, he awkwardly drinks from the glass himself, only for Anna to tease him for trying so hard. Later, during class, Anna struggles to fight against the summer heat, catching Moko's attention. Moko eagerly joins in to help, and moments later, Anna and her friends are fanning each other, while Kyotaro watches from a distance. He wonders why Anna always eats alone in the library despite having so many friends. Meanwhile, Anna jokes about wanting to take off her uniform because of the heat. The boys sitting behind Kyotaro immediately start whispering about wanting to sneak a peek if her shirt gets wet. One of them even considers stepping closer, but Kyotaro casually drops his box cutter on the floor, making him freeze. When this gooning loser hands it back, Kyotaro glares just enough to make his message clear that he should back off and stroke it by himself. The boys quiet down, giving Anna time to leave without realizing what almost happened. Kyotaro keeps observing Anna throughout the day, especially how she interacts with her friends. He notices Chihiro seems to be her closest companion, always sticking by her side. But strangely, Kyotaro realizes Chihiro never joins Anna for her solo snack sessions in the library. Later, Kyotaro returns to the library and finds Anna already there. Anna spots the small handheld fan Kyotaro's using and asks to borrow it. After sniffing it, she says it smells amazing and insists he try it too. As he leans in close, Kyotaro notices that Anna is wearing her swimming suit underneath her uniform, and he starts tweaking over it. Before he can collect himself, Anna suddenly receives a call from Moko and panics, diving under the table to hide. Confused, Kyotaro hesitates, but Anna urgently gestures to him to sit down. Moments later, Chihiro storms into the room, looking furious, demanding to know where Anna is. Beneath the table, Anna presses her hand against his thigh to steady herself, sending his brain into complete chaos. Chihiro notices the snacks on the table and sits across from Kyotaro, casually chatting. Chihiro immediately realizes Anna is hiding under the table, but trying to change the subject. Kyotaro offers her a snack, but Chihiro declines, explaining she's allergic to junk food. She then reveals that Anna usually eats snacks alone, so she doesn't accidentally trigger Chihiro's allergies. Chihiro also admits that she's jealous of Anna's beauty and cheerful personality, while deliberately saying it out loud. Unable to resist the glaze, Anna pops out from under the table, confirming she loves hearing the compliments. The two girls leave together, laughing, while Kyotaro sits frozen, overwhelmed by the lingering warmth of her touch that almost touched his slim Jim. Days later, preparations for the cultural festival begin. Since Kyotaro has neat handwriting, Anna asks him to help make the haunted house poster. He reluctantly agrees and works alongside Hara to design it. While sketching, he tries to stay focused, but his wandering eyes betray him and look at Hara. But just as he's about to get carried away, Anna suddenly appears wearing a ghost costume and startles him so badly that his pickle shrinks. Hara finishes her part and jokes about being jealous of Anna's thick and creamy figure before leaving to empty a bucket. While Anna looks around the design, she notices a gravestone drawing with her family's last name written on it and gets upset. Kyotaro suspects Hara drew it out of jealousy, but before he can confirm, everyone reacts at once, demanding to know who cruelly wrote it. One of Anna's glazers, Shu, seizes the chance to act like a hero and confronts Kyotaro, trying to look cool in front of her. Realizing Hara will get in trouble, Kyotaro steps up and claims responsibility to save a friend. Hara comes back mid-chaos, quickly admitting she was the one who wrote Anna's name and that it was an accident. She apologizes, and Kyotaro helps Hara clean up by covering the name with fresh paint. But Anna suddenly pops up and quietly apologizes for the misunderstanding, though Kyotaro isn't sure why she feels the need to. Hara then complains the poster looks unbalanced without a name on that tombstone, so Kyotaro writes his own name instead, keeping everyone satisfied without sparking more drama. As he heads to fetch more water for the paint, Anna suddenly pops up next to him in her ghost costume again. She wants to use red paint to make herself look bloody, but Kyotaro, who's a death expert, insists on using a specific shade of red for realism. When Anna leans in so he can apply it to her, he folds completely and runs away. Days later, the cultural festival begins. Kyotaro watches from the window, detached as always, until he notices Haruya, the charming playboy known for flirting with everyone, approaching Anna and her friends. Kyotaro dislikes him instantly, but part of him hesitates, remembering Haruya was the one who pulled his bike out of the river before. Unable to stay still, Kyotaro trails the group from behind. He soon notices the girls subtly forming a barrier around Anna to keep Haruya from getting too close. But just as he's watching, a group of girls blocks his path, forcing him to take a detour through another classroom. When he exits, he accidentally ends up in front of Anna's group. Anna spots him right away and casually asks if the class he just walked through has anything interesting to see. Kyotaro, too stunned to answer properly, blabbers something vague, and they decide to check it out together. Inside, they find a large map of their city from 100 years ago. Anna leans in close, pointing out where her house would be, and asks where Kyotaro lives. When they locate his spot, she excitedly realizes they live barely a kilometer apart, making his heart skip a beat. Kyotaro wants to take a picture of the old map, but Anna misunderstands and thinks he wants a photo together. Before he can correct her, she pulls out her phone and takes a selfie of the two of them. Kyotaro freezes, brain short-circuited, while Anna smiles naturally at the camera. When the rest of her friends enter the room, Kyotaro lingers off to the side, holding his phone, secretly treasuring the unexpected selfie. A few days later, Kyotaro is in class, secretly working on his dream manga, where he stars as a dark, edgy anime protagonist. But when he draws the main heroine, he unconsciously makes her look suspiciously like Anna, though he keeps convincing himself it's not her. Later, Kyotaro catches a cold and rests in the nurse's office. While lying down, he notices a pair of slippers next to his bed with Yamada written on them. Panicking, he convinces himself it must belong to some random person, and not Anna. But then the nurse accidentally pulls open the curtain and reveals that it's actually Anna resting in the bed beside him. Anna smiles brightly, relieved that it's Kyotaro next to her and not some random dude. As they chat, Kyotaro learns she came to the nurse because of stomach problems. While he explains he's here for his headache, just then, Anna pulls out a barrage of candies from her pocket, hands him a pill for the pain. Kyotaro grabs a cup to take it, but then realizes that Anna drank from it earlier. The thought sends his brain into overdrive, thinking how her juicy lips touched it. But with no other option, he braces himself and downs the pill, only to choke on it when Anna startles him mid-drink. Then, as Anna is leaving for class, Kyotaro notices she left her gym clothes behind. A battle begins inside his mind between him wanting to paint the jacket white and him being a gentleman and returning it. Before he can act, the nurse returns, frustrated at the mess of candy wrappers Anna left, and casually tosses Anna's clothes onto Kyotaro, telling him to return it back to Anna. Later, during class, Kyotaro continues sketching his manga when he overhears a group of boys, led by Shu, trying to figure out what technique the girls like during their night fun. Shu, ever shameless, walks up to a group of girls and boldly asks to see their fingernails. They give him death stares, but he insists it's for science. When he sees that several of the girls keep their nails short, he returns to the guys and declares his amazing discovery of how the girls like to twirl it every night, acting like he's cracked some forbidden code. Kyotaro tries to ignore them, but then Shu hands him a folded note, asking him to deliver it to Anna. Terrified it might contain something horrible, Kyotaro secretly swaps the note for one of his manga sketches instead. When Anna opens it, she's shocked to see the heroine who looks like her, and blushes. Meanwhile, Kyotaro realizes too late that Shu's original note is just him asking for Anna's number. Then, the degeneracy continues and Shu is already setting up another adult personality test, involving the girls placing their fists out to analyze hand positioning as a supposed indicator of how great they are at bumping uglies. Realizing what's going on, Moko immediately calls him out for using it as an excuse to touch girls, but the boys double down and turn it into a game. However, when someone brushes Shu's palm from below, it turns out to be Kenta, whose touch reveals that he likes it from the back. Then, when the girls touch him, they cleverly avoid touching him using their own skins. But when it gets to Anna's turn, the girls already realize what game he's playing, so Anna doesn't get a turn. Later, in the library, Kyotaro experiments with the palm trick out of curiosity just as Anna walks in. She notices her snacks on the table and starts counting them, suspicious that one's missing. She suddenly grabs Kyotaro's hand and forces his palm open, only to find nothing hidden. The missing snack was actually in her own pocket. But Kyotaro, overwhelmed by her dominating nature, can't help but imagine Anna as the type to tie him and goon him till the morning. Later at basketball practice, Kyotaro struggles to focus, realizing he's drifting further from his original plan of ending Anna's life. His actions no longer match his intentions, and these confusing feelings frustrate him. Suddenly, Anna accidentally hits him with the ball. He's about to throw it back hard, but when he realizes it's her, he gently passes it instead. He notices Anna looking at him, but just as their eyes meet, she gets smacked in the face by another ball, knocking her down. She stands back up like a champ, but soon starts bleeding from the nose. The teacher sends her to the nurse's office, and Kyotaro secretly follows, hiding under the bed to listen in. He overhears Anna apologizing to her mom on the phone, crying about how scared she is of breaking her nose and ruining her modeling career. Seeing her so vulnerable makes Kyotaro tear up too. Then, he notices something drop from Anna's pocket, the drawing he made that resembles her, and realizing she was keeping it close to her makes his heart flutter. Memories of all his encounters with Anna flood his mind, and for the first time, Kyotaro realizes he wants more than to end her, as his growing attraction is taking over. Back in class, Kyotaro overhears Sho bragging about having samples of Anna's bloody tissues, which angers Kyotaro. But before he can confront him, he notices blood stains on his own shirt and decides to stay quiet to avoid drawing attention. The next day, Anna shows up with a bandage on her nose, immediately becoming the center of attention as everyone bombards her with questions. Tired of repeating herself, Chihiro writes "basketball injury" on the bandage to save her from explaining. Anna cries on Chihiro's lap, terrified about her future as a model and disappointing everyone who supports her career. Later, Kyotaro finds Anna crying alone by the stairwell, holding an empty tissue packet. Wanting to help without embarrassing himself, he hurries to the library first and secretly sets up tissues on every table. When Anna arrives, she happily uses them. But instead of drying her tears like Kyotaro intended, she uses them to wipe her hands while snacking, which Kyotaro is happy about as she's not crying anymore. A few days later, Kyotaro walks to school, lost in thought about what it really means to like someone. He keeps telling himself he doesn't have a crush on Anna. During lunch, Kyotaro notices Rin, one of their classmates, sneaking glances at Anna. When he looks at Anna himself, he spots her discreetly stashing a small carton of milk inside her bag. Curious, he later catches her using that milk to make a snack. But before she can pour it, he realizes she doesn't have any bowls to hold it in. Kyotaro steps in to stop her before she makes a mess, and together they go hunting for something to use. He suggests they get one from the home economics lab, and Anna teases him, calling him a good boy, and tells him to fetch it for her, and like a good dog, Kyotaro almost sprints there before realizing she was joking. As they head to find a bowl together, they find the home economics lab locked, so he suggests sneaking into the science lab instead, and they crouch low since a teacher is in the next room. Using lab tools, they carefully mix Anna's snack like they're making a cure for AIDS. But when they finish, Kyotaro realizes they don't have spoons, but before he can panic, Anna casually grabs his hand, dips his finger into the snack, and lets him taste it while she drinks the rest herself, leaving him flustered. Before he can recover, a teacher walks in, startling Anna and making her spill the goo all over herself, making him think that Kyotaro shoots out pink creamy goo. But he quickly explains himself. As punishment, they're put on cleaning duty. While they're at it, Rin approaches Anna to talk, which makes Anna drop her rag out the window. She heads outside with Chihiro to fetch it, while Serena urges Rin to finally apologize to Anna for hitting her with the basketball. Rin, feeling pressured, gets frustrated but stays quiet. In the library, Anna munches on her snacks as usual, while Kyotaro notices Rin hiding nearby, clearly waiting for the right moment to apologize. Kyotaro considers leaving to give her a chance, but just as he's about to, Anna calls him over to show him something on her phone, a bunch of cursed face swap selfies. She even offers to swap faces with him, but Kyotaro panics, refuses, and bolts out the door, only to run straight into Serena, who tells him to stay quiet so she can observe the drama. Back inside, Anna finally notices Rin and casually asks Rin to take a picture with her, and Rin agrees immediately, even while nervous. When the swap processes, Anna jokes that she could make an even worse face if her nose wasn't clapped. At that, Rin finally breaks and starts apologizing. Confused, Anna asks why, and Rin admits she was the one who threw the ball that hit her face. But Anna, blissfully oblivious, holds no resentment whatsoever. Instead, she starts offering Rin her snacks, only to drop all her candies on the floor. Serena jumps in to help them clean up. And when Anna leaves, Rin finally relaxes, relieved to know Anna doesn't hate her. Serena apologizes to Rin for pushing her earlier, and Rin reassures her it's fine. After school, Kyotaro rides his brand new bike after his old one decided to go scuba diving. He runs into Anna, and she notices his new whip. She asks him to take her to a snack shop and hops on his bike like she owns it. To bribe him, she hands him the cap from her snack, and they ride off together. On the way, she asks which school club he's in, and he says data processing. She mentions she's in the basketball club, but admits she's thinking about quitting since she hasn't been allowed to play lately. She jokingly suggests joining his club instead, but Kyotaro is too stunned to respond, his heart pounding from being this close to her for the first time. As they pass a police station, Kyotaro starts panicking, imagining getting arrested for double riding and having his entire family and friends disappointed in him. Before he can say anything, Anna figures out exactly what he's worried about and teases him for being such a scaredy cat, which only makes him more determined to keep riding. Eventually, he drops her off, and she rewards him with a real snack instead of her usual trash. Feeling playful, he hands her his trash in return, and she laughs, waving him goodbye. The next day, their teacher asks who's been sneaking snacks into the library. Kyotaro knows it's Anna, and the teacher clearly suspects her too. When he questions her, Anna plays dumb, but she still gets called to the office next week. A few days later, Kyotaro goes to McDonald's with his sister, Kana, who spends the entire meal roasting him for being short and hopeless with girls. Kyotaro prays that Anna won't magically appear, but the gods screw him over, and Anna and her friends suddenly pop up and sit close to him. Kyotaro overhears them chatting about the different techniques men use to jork it. But just as Kyotaro leans in to catch more details, Anna notices and starts deliberately shaking her food to block the sound. Annoyed, Kyotaro goes downstairs to order more food, but while he waits in line, Anna suddenly walks up beside him. She talks about how jealous she is that he has a sister since she's an only child. Kyotaro, annoyed, counters that having his annoying sister is a blessing. Anna then eyes the menu and says she wants ice cream, but realizes she forgot her wallet and awkwardly claims she only came to the line to go to the restroom. But since the restroom is upstairs, Kyotaro realizes she's lying and that she's here to talk to him. Kyotaro buys her ice cream anyway, but when they cross paths again, he turns into a wuss and fails to give it to her, so he eats it himself. Later at school, Kyotaro waits outside the teacher's office, and when Anna arrives, she asks him to go in with her since she's scared. Inside, the teacher scolds Anna for bringing snacks to the library, but suddenly feeling like a Sigma, Kyotaro stands up to her and passionately defends Anna, actually winning the argument. Then, before they leave, the teacher calls Kyotaro back, but instead of scolding him, he praises him for finally speaking up so much. As they walk out, Anna thanks Kyotaro and offers him some of her candies. When he accepts, she smiles and asks him to talk to her more from now on, as friends. Some days later, the school announces that the students will visit workplaces as part of their studies. Kyotaro is hyped, dreaming of visiting crime investigators. But his dreams die instantly when the teacher explains that students must form groups of 6. The simps behind him invite Kyotaro to join them, but there are only 4 of them total. Shu suggests splitting up and joining girl groups. Shu, of course, wants to join Anna's group, while Kenta wants to join Hara's because he's hopelessly crushing on her. They approach Anna's group first, but Moko instantly rejects Kenta and his gang of uglies. But Anna's group still needs 2 more members, so they have no choice but to accept some of the boys. The girls decide to do a draft pick, openly discussing which boys they prefer and judging them by who's the least degenerate among them. In the end, they chose Kenta, but Kenta hesitates, obviously wanting to join Hara's group instead. Anna notices this and argues that he shouldn't join if he doesn't want to. Kyotaro jumps in to help, suggesting that since Kenta is smart, he should join Hara's group instead. The girls take offense, thinking Kyotaro just implied that they're dumb. The boys quickly act like idiotic chimps on purpose, pretending that they have brains as tiny as their pickles to get into Anna's group. Not wanting to lose, Kyotaro claims he has the worst science grades in class. With no better options, Anna's group accepts Kyotaro and Shu, while the other 2 boys join Hara's group. But as they finalize it, Anna leans close and whispers into Kyotaro's ear, saying that she knows he has the best science grades, and that he played stupid so he could join her, which leaves him frozen. Later at the library, Kyotaro hides behind a shelf, stalking Anna like usual. Hara soon arrives, and Anna joins her. Anna offers snacks, but Hara waves them away, and says that she wants advice about Kenta. Kyotaro freezes, shocked that the small willy idiot Kenta is making romantic progress despite being just as degenerate as Shu. Hara confesses that she thinks that Kenta might like her and asks Anna for dating advice. Anna casually says she doesn't have a boyfriend, which nearly makes Kyotaro collapse from relief. When Hara hints that Anna doesn't have much experience either, Anna gets slightly offended, insisting she doesn't need to be a pro player to give good game advice. Anna then offers tips on couple activities, and Kyotaro secretly enjoys the view from where he stands. Anna then asks Hara to role-play things she'd love to do if she had a boyfriend. They start with listening to songs together and try taking selfies. But when Anna leans in for a selfie, Hara suddenly jerks away, explaining she didn't want her heavy gravity body next to Anna's busty body. Next, Anna suggests putting their hands in one pocket like couples do. But since Anna's pockets are stuffed with candy, they use Hara's instead. Unfortunately, Hara also has chocolate hidden in there and gets embarrassed, but Anna reassures her that she should just eat it, and Hara happily munches on it. They try another selfie, but Kyotaro accidentally gets caught in the background, exposing his hiding spot. They confront him, but Hara laughs it off, saying it's fine since no one would believe this loser's mouth anyway, which stings Kyotaro's pride, but he lets it slide. Hara, however, notices Kyotaro's nervous behavior and smirks knowingly, suspecting there might be something between him and Anna. After school, Kyotaro notices it's raining and imagines this as the perfect chance to walk home under one umbrella with his crush. Just then, Anna approaches and spots his raincoat. She asks to borrow it so she can visit a store to buy an umbrella, claiming she forgot hers. Kyotaro hands her the coat, but then notices she left her bag behind with her wallet inside. So he runs after her. When he catches up, Anna shields his tiny midget frame from the rain with her soft hands and asks him to grab her wallet from the bag. While retrieving it, Kyotaro also finds her umbrella and instinctively pulls it out, only for Anna to insist it's broken. Flustered, he hands her the wallet, accidentally slipping it into her inner pocket beneath the raincoat. Back at school, Kyotaro decides to test the umbrella and discovers that it works perfectly fine. The realization hits him that Anna may have lied just to share an umbrella with him. The thought leaves him completely stunned and overanalyzing every detail. Anna returns soon after, carrying a new umbrella and a bag of snacks. As thanks for his help, she shares her ice cream with him. When Kyotaro takes a bite, he suddenly feels his heart pounding, fully realizing that his feelings for her are real and intense. As they part ways, Anna softly mentions how much she loves it, leaving Kyotaro frozen and internally screaming, unsure if she's talking about the ice cream or something more. Some days later, the workplace visits begin, and Anna's group is assigned to a manga publisher. Shu spends the entire time trying to charm the girls, but his creepy remarks only make them hate him more. The tour guide shows them several works in progress. At first, Kyotaro shows no interest until the guide brings out sketches of the legend himself, Baki. His expression instantly lights up, and Anna notices, gently guiding him through the crowd so he can get a better look. Kyotaro silently feels grateful for her quiet support. After the tour, they step into a crowded elevator. Anna ends up pressed against him due to the lack of space, and Kyotaro struggles to stay composed as he feels himself suffocating from her aromatic snoo-snoo and the lack of air. He closes his eyes to calm down, but when he opens them, he catches Anna watching him, her expression soft and unreadable, leaving his thoughts spiraling. Later, at the train station, Anna casually shows interest in Kyotaro's taste in manga. He admits, somewhat hesitantly, that his preferences range from chaotic action series to questionable romance titles. Anna, in turn, reveals that she enjoys a girly manga called Kimi Iro Octave and offers to lend him her volumes. Before Kyotaro can respond, Chihiro teases him, implying that he probably reads limited edition Johnny Sins comics instead, making the entire group laugh at his expense. Embarrassed, Kyotaro retreats to the restroom to cool off. When he returns, he discovers that the group has already left, except for Anna, who stayed behind, quietly waiting for him. The two rush to catch the train together, but by the time they reach the platform, the doors close right in front of them, and so, Kyotaro and Anna are left behind, alone, with only the quiet hum of the station around them. Kyotaro feels thrilled to be stuck alone with Anna, but hides his excitement and suggests they sit at the station until the next train arrives. However, he's shocked when he notices Anna crying, blaming herself for getting them left behind. Kyotaro panics internally, unsure how to comfort her, but he gently guides her to sit while they wait for the next train. As people walk past, he realizes that it looks like he pumped and dumped her, so he decides to cheer her up by buying her a bottle of milk tea from a nearby vending machine. Anna accepts it happily, her mood instantly improving. trying to lighten the atmosphere further. Kyotaro jokingly blames himself for not telling the others before going to the bathroom. Anna imagines an exaggerated version of him dramatically announcing his bathroom emergency like a low-budget movie scene, and the ridiculous image makes her laugh, finally breaking the tension between them. When the next train arrives, they board together. Kyotaro looks around at the other passengers and quietly wonders if anyone realizes that Anna is a model. The train gradually fills, and as it gets crowded, he instinctively considers moving away to give her more space. But Anna stops him, not wanting to get separated. They continue their trip, talking about the workplace visits and Hara's unexpected relationship with Kenta. The two agree, without saying much, that it's more fun to keep things like this a secret from the rest of the class. By the time they reunite with the group, Chihiro rushes to apologize for not noticing they had been left behind. Anna simply hugs her, assuring her everything is fine without holding any grudges. The next morning, Kyotaro recounts his field trip to his family. Kana, his sister, teasingly points out how much he seems to be enjoying school lately. He denies it immediately, but on his way to school, he catches himself thinking about Anna and realizes that his sister might be right. When he arrives at school, he spots Anna waiting near the gates, glancing around as though expecting someone. Just as he walks by, she stops him and hands him a small stack of her favorite romance mangas, insisting that he should read them. Confused why she's giving them now, Kyotaro learns that she'll be leaving early today and won't be at the library like usual. As she rambles about the manga's story, she accidentally spoils several major plot points before hurriedly trying to backtrack. Kyotaro notices she keeps looking toward the gate, clearly waiting for someone, but before he can ask, she darts off toward class. Later, at the library, Kyotaro assumes Anna tends to leave early or stay home for work-related reasons and settles down to read his favorite murder novel. To his surprise, Anna shows up and teases him, saying she's never seen him sit so often when she's around. Curious about the book in his hand, she asks if they can read it together. In the process, he accidentally leans forward and bumps into her melons, sending them both into a frenzy. They quickly compose themselves, exchange brief apologies, and Anna leaves the room. However, before she reaches the door, Kyotaro impulsively calls out to her. Unsure why he even did it, he awkwardly asks if she'll be at school tomorrow, instantly regretting how creepy it sounds in his head. But Anna reassures him with a smile before heading out. That evening, Kyotaro sits in his room, reading the manga Anna lent him. As he flips through the pages, he imagines how Anna might read her own manga, probably eating snacks while turning the pages with sticky fingers. The image makes him smile before he catches himself and tries to shake it off. The next day, Anna approaches him at school to ask about the manga, and as they lean close while talking, Shu spots them. Shu later corners Kyotaro, appearing tense and confrontational, only to awkwardly ask if Anna has a boyfriend. Kyotaro pretends not to know, even though he's overheard before that she doesn't. Shu then bluntly admits he likes Anna, which Kyotaro expected. But the way Shu explains it, mixing in how he gooned to her feet, leaves Kyotaro disgusted. Afterward, Kyotaro returns to class, questioning if his own feelings for Anna are genuine or if he just wants to turn her into a cream donut like Shu does. As he sits down, Anna is at his table, and he accidentally catches sight of her snoo and blushes heavily. When Sho gives him a knowing nod of approval, Kyotaro feels gross and ashamed. Later, in the library, Kyotaro finds Anna startled by a new sign warning students not to eat there. He suspects someone ratted her out and starts narrowing down the possible suspects. But Anna suggests they simply ask the librarian. When they do, the librarian shows them a honey drop wrapper she found and explains that the sign is just to remind people of the rules since students rarely follow them otherwise. Back at the library, Anna looks dejected about the new no snacking rule, and Kyotaro worries she won't visit anymore. Suddenly, Anna pulls out chocolates and boldly declares she'll keep eating there anyway. Kyotaro warns her it's risky, but before he can convince her, he spots the librarian nearby and grabs Anna's hand to keep her from getting caught. Afterward, he notices the chocolate melting in Anna's hands, and when she licks it off, he panics and awkwardly tells her it might be best to cut back on snacks. The next day, Kyotaro returns to the library expecting Anna to stop coming, but she surprises him by showing up, claiming she's there for homework. However, he spots a piece of chocolate hidden under her notebook. Anna insists she's cut down on a third of her snacks, making Kyotaro realize she'll never truly change. When he jokingly asks who would throw food away in the library, Anna brings up the time she gave him a bag of chips when they first met there. Kyotaro admits he didn't throw it away, but when she asks what he did with it, He refuses to answer, leaving Anna suspicious and curious. That night, out of his degenerate curiosity, Kyotaro searches for Anna online, only to be bombarded with countless glamorous photos of her. Among them, he discovers that she is appearing on a live television show at that very moment. He rushes to watch but tunes in too late, leaving him sulking in disappointment. The next day, the gym class holds a marathon, much to Hara's fat roll's suffering. But hearing her vent, Anna promises to stay by her side and run slow. However, once the running begins, Anna's pace quickly surpasses Hara's, and she gradually closes in on Kyotaro in front of her. Out of pride, he refuses to lose this race to her, so Kyotaro pushes himself harder to stay ahead of her. She tries to hold on to him, but he runs from her, telling her to stay away. But when he glances back, he spots Anna removing her jacket mid-run, an act that completely distracts his goon-loving monkey brain. He slows instinctively, captivated by all of her movements, only to suddenly realize that her clothes are on backward. Flustered, Anna quickly hands him her jacket to fix herself, leaving Kyotaro overwhelmed and growing another leg from the accidental fan service. When Anna overtakes him, for the first time, she notices Kyotaro's right eye up close, making her surprised. She stops to tell him she can see it, and Kyotaro gets flustered. After finishing the run, Kyotaro helps Anna up from the ground, and she playfully bumps into him, leaving him dazed. Later in class, Kyotaro realizes they've accidentally swapped jackets, with his jacket hanging around Anna's waist, covering her thick and creamy hips. He realizes that if her friends see she's wearing his jacket, they'll call her disgusting, which Kyotaro doesn't want. Suddenly, when the teacher calls on Shu to solve a problem on the board, Kyotaro quickly volunteers to go up instead, desperate to prevent Shu from noticing his jacket squeezing on Anna's body. While standing in front of the class, he tries to discreetly signal Anna about the mix-up, but she only teases him with playful expressions that make him even more flustered. At lunch, he remains anxious about someone spotting his name on her jacket, and tries to find a way to get it back. All the while Anna enjoys her lunch with his name on her melons, but Anna suddenly calls him to follow her. In the nurse's office, she finally returns his jacket, casually revealing that she has known about the swap for a while, which only leaves Kyotaro questioning her why she wants his name on her body. Before he can ask, she quickly drags him to measure each other's heights. But as she keeps leaning close to measure him, her jiggly twin puppies nearly press against his face, causing Kyotaro's brain to malfunction. Flustered, he insists she should check her height first, and he uses a chair to do so, due to him being a midget. Then, she insists on doing his again, but he refuses, starting a playful squabble that ends with Anna accidentally landing on the weight scale. The moment turns awkward when she accidentally reveals her weight. Embarrassed, she panics, and while Kyotaro says that he didn't see it, she demands that he erase the memory of her weight from his mind entirely. The following day, the classroom buzzes with excitement upon learning that Anna has been cast in a movie. Kyotaro initially assumes it's a small, low-budget project, but when he hears that Vin Diesel is in it and it's about cars and family, he realizes the film could make her a star. However, despite all of his friends being excited about it, he notices her subdued expression, and Kyotaro suspects she might feel conflicted about leaving her friends behind. Just then, the teacher announces a seating change and asks everyone to draw slips of paper to find their new spots. When Kyotaro gets to his spot, he prays to the god to put Anna next to her, but the god said nope. By the end, Sho sits next to Anna while Kyotaro lands behind them, next to Hara. Though disappointed, Kyotaro tries to stay positive until he realizes that Anna's big ol' busty body is blocking his view of the board. He tries to see what's on the board, but when Anna notices him leaning forward, she assumes he's checking her out, and looks at him suspiciously. Sho tries to rizz up Anna by pretending he left his book at home, but out of jealousy, Kyotaro points out that he has his book all along, which Anna notices. Then, Kyotaro leans left to see the board and accidentally rests his head on Hara's shoulder. He apologizes and Hara laughs softly, assuring it's okay, and tells him to just copy her notes, moving her desk closer. But when Kyotaro glances at Anna, he sees her glaring at him, clearly jealous of what's happening. After class, Kyotaro finds Anna in a sour mood and wonders why. She bluntly says he must be happy sitting next to the cute and thick Hara. Kyotaro, not realizing his own words, blurts out that all he sees is her during class, which flusters her so much that the gods light the sun on her for dramatic effect. Embarrassed, he tries to explain, but Anna's already flustered and turns away. Later at the library, Kyotaro clarifies what he meant and reassures her it's fine now since he sits up front with Sho, while she sits behind with Hara. Then, Kyotaro shifts the topic to Anna's film role, and that excites her to know that he's paying attention. Anna excitedly shares that she only has one line from the movie. But there, Kyotaro realizes that she isn't excited because of fame, but rather because she's passionate about the project itself, something her other friends fail to understand. Anna shares that her role only involves a single comedic line, and reveals that it's calling another character a gooner. Hearing that awakens one of Kyotaro's hidden kink, and he asks her to keep calling him a disgusting, cream-shooting gooner, but realizing that other people can hear them, he suggests that they move somewhere more private. They move to a cramped space, and realizing how close they are, Kyotaro changes the subject and asks when the movie will come out. She reveals that the movie won't release until 2 years later, which is after their graduation, and Kyotaro wonders whether they'll still be close by then, but she asks if he'll watch it, and Kyotaro promises he will, and the reassurance makes her genuinely happy with a bright smile. Flustered, she quickly opens the door to leave, saying that she can't call him a gooner after what he just said. That night, Kyotaro finally catches a rerun of the television show featuring Anna, and to his surprise, she barely appears considering how many people are on screen at once. But to his confusion, he feels somewhat glad about it. The next day, he worries she might be upset about her short run time. But the next day, he finds her cheerful and enthusiastic as ever, despite her limited screen time. The next day, while the girls are goofing around, Anna feels lonely since Chihiro isn't around, so she decides to sit on Moko's lap like they're scissor buddies. However, Moko casually starts using Anna's plots as stress balls, which completely throws Anna off, while Kyotaro silently struggles to prevent his Slim Jim from turning fat. Feeling embarrassed, Anna declares that she has restricted zones on her body, and even draws a detailed layout of herself on the board, marking the no-touch areas and warning everyone not to cross those lines. When class ends, Sho goes to clean the board, but Kyotaro quickly volunteers to help him, secretly planning to memorize Anna's diagram. The following day, Chihiro complains to Anna about being overwhelmed by schoolwork and club activities, but Anna just brags about her above-average grades and minimal stress, which annoys Chihiro. To deal with her workload, Chihiro decides to ask Kyotaro for help with her math homework. Seeing this, Anna gets jealous that Kyotaro never offered to tutor her. While they talk, Chihiro tells Anna that parent-teacher conferences are coming up and teases her, saying she should study harder or risk losing to her on the next test. Then, Chihiro casually mentions that she knows Kyotaro is in the school's data processing club, something Anna told her, making Anna panic. Chihiro adds that Anna has been talking about Kyotaro a lot lately, but Anna quickly claims she talks about lots of people. Kyotaro, however, assumes Anna keeps mentioning him just to make fun of him. Chihiro then says Anna can be weird sometimes, and gives an example about Anna licking ice cream to clean whipped cream off her face, which makes Kyotaro giggle. Chihiro is surprised since he rarely laughs or talks to girls, but Anna defends him, saying he's actually pretty normal. Later that day, on his way to meet his mother, Kyotaro spots Shu getting scolded by his mom and grows worried about his own upcoming conference. At the meeting, he's shocked to see Anna and her mother sitting next to his mother. When Anna overhears Kyotaro's mom talking about him, she instantly realizes who she is and nervously starts chatting with her. Kyotaro's mother happily tells Anna that Kyotaro has been saying he enjoys school lately. As they talk, Kyotaro's mom gives Anna a throat candy, and Anna awkwardly offers her a piece of sweets at the same time. After the conference, Kyotaro tries to walk faster, hoping no one sees him with his mom, but she happily praises him for participating more in class. She also mentions exchanging candy with a stunning baddie, unaware that Anna is quietly trailing behind them. When she asks Kyotaro if he knows who the girl is, he admits it's Anna, which turns Anna's face bright red. As they spot her, Kyotaro nearly has a heart attack, and Anna quickly walks past them, just as embarrassed as he is. The next day, Anna brings up her encounter with his mother and starts asking Kyotaro some awkward questions about her. Flustered, Kyotaro changes the topic and reminds her about her homework. Anna then says Chihiro's been taking extra lessons at home and asks if Kyotaro could tutor her too. Without thinking, he agrees. Candy on the table, knowing food isn't allowed inside. Remembering Anna's comfort zones, he lightly touches her shoulder to discreetly get her attention. Leaning close, he whispers about the wrapper, unintentionally flustering her. In her moment of distraction, Kyotaro manages to hide the evidence before the teacher notices. Later that day, Kyotaro rides home in the rain and spots Anna holding an umbrella. He tells her he forgot his raincoat, so Anna places a bag over his head to keep him dry. When he complains about it, she instead puts her belongings in his bike's basket and hops on the back seat, planning to shield him with her umbrella. However, Kyotaro warns it's too dangerous to ride together in the rain, and Anna reluctantly agrees to let him go alone. When Kyotaro gets home, he realizes Anna left her belongings in his basket and rushes back to the station to return them. Seeing how worried he looks, Anna tells him not to panic so much and asks if he's okay since he sneezed. He brushes it off and tells her to get home on time to finish her homework. That night, Kyotaro browses photos of Anna online and eventually drifts off to sleep, dreaming vividly of her in strange scenarios where she's both massive and tiny, but both want to give him some loving. When he wakes up, Kyotaro realizes he has a fever and turns on the television, grumbling about how his fever dream wasn't to activate his milky sprinkler. Suddenly, the doorbell rings and Anna pops up. She brings him some food from school and apologizes for stopping him in the rain yesterday. Kyotaro reassures her it's fine, and before she leaves, he invites her inside for tea. Once inside, Anna notices how quiet the house is and asks if anyone's home. Kyotaro explains his mom's working part-time. While preparing tea, he realizes he isn't wearing proper clothes and rushes to his room to change, but collapses due to his fever. After a while, Anna notices the tea's ready but grows worried when Kyotaro doesn't return. So she heads to his room and finds him on the floor. She quickly helps him into bed and dresses him in warm clothes. Meanwhile, Kyotaro, half dreaming, rests his head on her marshmallows. Disoriented, Kyotaro mistakes the situation for a dream and relaxes in her presence. Later, he wakes up to find Anna gone, replaced by his sister, who hands him a small note and snacks Anna left behind. The message simply wishes him a speedy recovery, leaving Kyotaro staring at it longer than he realizes. The next day, Kyotaro and Anna spend their time in the library as usual, but Anna keeps subtly trying to get him to ask for her line number. He leans close, brushes against him, and even presses her cheeks against his shoulder, yet Kyotaro remains oblivious. Frustration builds within Anna, but she hides it behind her usual cheerful expression. Later in class, Moko vents to the girls about wanting to find a future boyfriend and suggests asking the boys for their line numbers. Anna joins in on the idea, pretending to be enthusiastic. Hearing this, Kyotaro assumes it would be easy for Anna to get a boyfriend, but his thoughts freeze when Anna suddenly sits in front of him, seemingly ready to ask for his number. Before she can speak, Moko intervenes, claiming someone like Anna shouldn't waste her time on a pathetic, ugly wimp like him. Moko takes over to persuade Kyotaro to give her his line number, which she succeeds in. When he glances at Anna, she's glaring at him, her jealousy impossible to hide. Oblivious to Anna's mood, Moko says Anna should exchange line numbers with someone hot, suggesting Ishimuro, the ace of the track team. Realizing Kyotaro is watching, Anna quickly mentions that she and Ishimura live in the same apartment complex, which only makes Moko pressure her harder to get his line number. Chihiro, however, immediately realizes that Moko secretly wants Ishimuro's line number for herself. Kyotaro, trying to stay neutral, doesn't want to stop Anna from exchanging numbers with Ishimuro. But deep down, jealousy is eating him alive. When he recalls their earlier conversation in the library, it suddenly hits him that Anna was trying to get his line number. Realizing this, Kyotaro reacts loudly, and Anna, his strange reaction, decides not to get Ishimuro's line number. After school, Kyotaro continues reading the manga Anna lent him but can't focus. He wonders if Anna was subtly trying to give him her line number back in the library. The thought fills him with hope, but he quickly forces himself not to get carried away. The next day, Kyotaro spots Anna talking with Haruya at school. He watches as Haruya casually invites Chihiro to his place to play a new video game, then slyly adds that Anna's welcome to come too. Later, Anna tells Chihiro she isn't going, but Chihiro decides she'll visit Haruya's anyway. Anna warns Chihiro she should reconsider but doesn't explain why. Kyotaro, however, immediately figures it out that Anna suspects Haruya invited Chihiro only to bump her belly before throwing her away. Still, Chihiro insists on going, frustrating Anna. Later that day, Kyotaro finds Anna crying alone in the library, but the moment she notices him, she quickly hides her sadness and smiles instead. While they talk, Anna asks if Kyotaro plays video games, and he tells her he likes playing on his Switch. Anna then starts talking about her father, a big-time gamer, But their conversation gets interrupted when a group of Haruya's admirers barges in and corners Anna, pressuring her about her relationship status. Forced to respond, she shouts that she's not dating anyone, then instinctively glances at Kyotaro as if to reassure him. One of the girls notices this and quickly realizes who Anna's heart belongs to. Kyotaro, on the other hand, is left completely confused. He awkwardly tells Anna she shouldn't hang around him when others are around, but before she can respond, Anna notices Haruya walking into the library. Without hesitation, she presses herself close to Kyotaro like glue, using him as a shield against Haruya. When Haruya sees this, his expression darkens, and he storms out of the library. Anna apologizes to Kyotaro, but he's too stunned to process what just happened. Later, while wandering the halls, Kyotaro overhears Moko telling Chihiro the actual reason Haruya invited her to his house. Chihiro tries to act like she already knew, but Kyotaro, secretly spying nearby, knows she's embarrassed. After class, Chihiro approaches Anna, announcing she's not going to Haruya's place after all. Anna smiles in relief, and the two head out together. Meanwhile, Kyotaro spots Haruya in the distance, but chooses not to engage. Instead, he quietly wonders if Haruya thinks he and Anna are dating, or that she might be using him to get Haruya to be jealous and pursue her. The next day in class, while Kyotaro reads his murder mystery book, Anna walks past him, but he ignores her. Anna notices he hasn't been visiting the library lately, nor is he even trying to talk to her. Eventually, Anna corners him in the school hallway and asks if he's mad at her for getting too close before. Kyotaro brushes her off, saying he has places to be, but as he walks away, he hears Anna softly crying behind him, and that stops him. He realizes Anna isn't the type to use people, and that maybe his mind just wanted an excuse to hate her. He gathers his courage, reassures her he isn't angry, and tries to calm her down. Overwhelmed, Anna hugs him, then quickly pulls away in embarrassment, but Kyotaro gently pulls her back, letting her know she can stay like that. She happily clings to him, and afterward, they walk home together. When Kyotaro prepares to split paths, Anna hesitates and asks to talk a little longer. He returns the manga she lent him, and when she asks his opinion, he speaks in detail about the parts he loved, making her glow with happiness. The next day, Anna tells him she wants to bring more volumes, but realizes winter break is approaching. To stay in touch, she suggests exchanging line numbers so they can plan a day to meet. That night, the two text endlessly, setting a date before Anna finally falls asleep, smiling peacefully. The next day, Kyotaro arrives early to meet Anna to borrow romance comics from her while wearing my fentanyl dealer's swag. As he scans the area, he spots Anna, looking like a total baddie, but he's unsure if it's really her, so he starts circling her. But when he sees her eagerly devouring her food, he instantly recognizes her. Approaching her, he prepares to ask for the manga she promised him. But instead, she grabs his hand and leads him away, deciding there's somewhere she wants to take him first. On the way, Kyotaro becomes increasingly self-conscious, realizing how much like Temu Kakashi he must look, so he takes off his mask. And when Anna sees his face properly, her expression brightens, clearly happier to see him without his usual gloomy disguise. Then, she handed him her manga bag so they wouldn't get separated in the crowd. And though the gesture was small, it made his chest tighten in ways he couldn't explain. They eventually arrive at a pancake cafe Anna had been excited to visit, which makes it feel like they're on a date. As they wait in line, they chat casually about dating myths, from how backshots won't ruin friendships and how relationships last longer if couples goon together. Just then, Kyotaro notices her hairstyle and asks who did it. And Anna reveals that her mother made her hair, as she couldn't do it herself. He's surprised to hear that her usual strict mother would do that, but Anna assures him that her mother is usually very sweet back home. Then, he remarks on how cute her mother is, unknowingly upsetting Anna, who realizes it's the first time she's ever heard him call anyone cute, and it isn't her. Inside the cafe, the menu nearly made Kyotaro's eyes widen with how expensive they are. But Anna sees that and feels guilty for bringing him here. He quickly chose the cheapest item he could find, while Anna selected her pancakes without hesitation. As they waited for their order, she glanced at his dark clothing and remarked on his interesting style. Kyotaro admitted it wasn't intentional, but she confessed she also liked wearing darker colors, saying they suited her well. When their orders arrive, Anna prepares to take photos of the pancakes for her socials and asked Kyotaro to help. As he positions the camera, he suggests that videos might capture the moment better. He expects her to post it on her Instagram, worried that it will make her look like a fat piggy, but he's stunned when she sends the video to him instead. saying she wanted to send it only to him. Kyotaro keeps watching the video on his phone, but Anna gently lifts his face and teasingly tells him that the real thing is prettier than any recording, before sitting back down, flustered. After eating, they go shopping together, and Anna apologizes for dragging him here, but he assures her it's okay, as he comes here often with his sister. Hearing that, Anna asks for his opinion on the two dresses and which one he thinks is cuter, and he chooses one half-heartedly, but she takes it seriously and quickly tries it on. While waiting outside the changing booth, Kyotaro can't help but imagine what she looks like inside. Suddenly, Kyotaro spots his sister nearby and panics. Anna notices his reaction and, before his sister sees them, quickly pulls him into the booth to hide. Inside, they both freeze, as the tension between them is brewing. She curiously asks why he doesn't want her to meet his family yet, and when she can, Kyotaro promises it will happen another time, and Anna happily takes that as a promise. As Anna changes, she mentions that she isn't planning to buy the dress she tried on. But when Kyotaro awkwardly admits that it looks good on her, she blushes slightly and decides to purchase it. Suddenly, she turns around, giving him a view of her Betty Blues. Leaving them both flustered, they leave the store and continue walking home together, and Anna asks if he enjoyed himself today and apologizes for dragging him along everywhere. Right there, Kyotaro realizes he's been so focused on his own worries that he overlooked how nervous Anna must have been too. To cheer her up, he admits that, despite being usually shy and always rejecting other people's invitations, he genuinely had fun today because of her. Smiling, Anna drapes her scarf around his neck, telling him she knows, seeing how unusually talkative he's been during their day out together. Just then, they walk into beautiful lights coloring their night, and while Anna admires them, Kyotaro has his eyes on her, glimmering in the light. All the while he can smell her scent from her scarf. As the evening stretches on, they eventually reach the train station. Kyotaro takes the manga bag from Anna and holds it for her while they wait on the platform. When the train arrives, the crowded space forces them apart briefly when they get inside. But instinct takes over, and without realizing it, Anna reaches for Kyotaro's hands, despite them not being able to see each other. Her fingers intertwine with his, and neither of them lets go as they walk together through the busy station and into the night. Kyotaro's thoughts grow frantic, questioning when he's supposed to release her hand and whether she notices how he feels about her through how he's holding on to her. When they reach his house, they finally let go. Anna smiles, reminding him not to wish her a happy new year, yet since there are still days left in December, and then she walks away. He reminds her to watch where she's going, as she almost runs into a pole, but when he glances at her again, she disappears, only to pop up with her hair as a mustache, joking around that she's Santa Claus. Later that night, Kyotaro lies in bed reading Anna's manga, when he imagines the appearance of the manga's confident main character, a version of himself like the hero of the story. This idealized figure bluntly forces him to confront his feelings, making him admit that Anna is someone special, someone he might truly love, and maybe even see a future with. At New Year's Eve, Kyotaro finds himself pinned down by Haruya and his harem of girls, who are pressing him for being close to Anna, and he wonders how he got here. Days before that, Kyotaro was traveling with his family to visit his grandparents for winter break in Akita. Once he gets inside, he feels annoyed that he has to share a room with his sister. Just then, Anna sends him a picture of what she's eating, and remembering how Anna once said she wanted to see the snowy scenery at Akita, he decides to take photos for her. He then ventures into the woods to capture better shots for her, but before he does so, he slips on the ice and tumbles off a small cliff. Hours later, Kana searches for him and finds his phone on the ground. She follows the trail and discovers him lying at the bottom, seemingly fine, until Kyotaro tries to stand, and pain shoots through his arm. Soon after, he's wearing a cast for his broken arm, and while his mother feels bad about it, she also points out how it's unlike him to venture off to do something that wild, and he knows it's because of Anna. That night, he snaps a selfie of himself and his injured arm and sends it to Anna, expecting her to laugh at his misfortune, but when he's trying to sleep, she video calls him unexpectedly, looking so much like a snack that any degenerates like you would start licking the screen. Flustered, Kyotaro looks away like a gentleman, and Anna quickly covers herself, realizing how she looks. She then asks him about his injury, and Kyotaro tells her about it and that he will be heading home early. She then is about to ask him something when Kana suddenly peeks over his shoulder and spots him on a late-night call with a hot girl. Startled, Kyotaro hangs up, and she asks him about her, when he explains that she's a classmate, Kana is shocked that he's not watching a streamer to help him goon. Kyotaro fully expects Kana to tease him relentlessly, but instead, she quietly returns to bed without any comment, leaving him surprised. When he checks his phone again, Anna has sent a message asking why he hung up and what's going on with his sister. He explains that he told her they're just friends for now, which makes her happy. Realizing that he only wants to be friends for now, moments later, she asks if she can call again. Heart pounding, Kyotaro slips into the hallway and answers. Anna asks him to perform a series of small tasks inspired by themes from the manga she's reading, and he awkwardly complies. Despite his embarrassment, he can't deny how light his chest feels hearing her laugh. They eventually exchange goodnight texts, but sleep doesn't come easily for him afterward. The next day, before leaving his grandparents' house, Kyotaro stops by the gift shop and buys a small dog keychain as a souvenir for Anna. On the car ride home, Kana teases him about the hot baddie from the night before, but she assures him that despite his shy, awkward nature, he actually has a chance. Back home, Kyotaro gathers the manga he borrowed and the keychain gift, intending to return them to Anna. On the way, he coincidentally meets her in the park, where she's walking her dog, a cheerful little pup that looks strikingly similar to the keychain he bought. They sit together, but Kyotaro hesitates to give her the gift, worried she'll think it's strange that he knows she likes dogs. While he debates internally, Anna hands him a drink and asks him to give her dog commands to do tricks. It ignores him entirely, forcing her to act them out instead. She turns his commands into playful movements, slipping her hand into his as she performs like his dog. Eventually, they sit together on a bench, where Anna retrieves her scarf from his bag. When he tries to return it, she insists he keep it, so he nervously offers her the keychain in exchange. The way her face lights up at the gift makes Kyotaro's chest tighten, as it feels as though he's given her something far more precious than he intended. On the walk home, Anna invites him to visit a temple with her on New Year's Eve, and he agrees immediately. Days pass, and Kyotaro realizes he and Anna are texting each other every day. One afternoon, while at the supermarket, he unexpectedly runs into Haruya. Panic rushes through him, but before he can leave, Haruya and his friends pull him into hanging out. They pull him into a cafe to talk, and Moko, sitting among them, pretends not to know him. Haruya questions Kyotaro about Anna and demands her line number. Kyotaro claims he doesn't have it, but at that moment, a message from Anna pops up on his phone, exposing the lie. Haruya sends the girls away, sitting across from Kyotaro and quietly asking again for Anna's contact, promising to keep it secret. Kyotaro hesitates, his heart pounding, but realizing his own feelings, he firmly refuses. Haruya presses for a reason, yet Kyotaro remains silent, unwilling to explain himself. Nearby, Moko overhears everything. After Haruya leaves, she approaches Kyotaro and casually asks him to walk her home. On the way, she praises him for standing his ground, calling it brave and admirable. Flustered, Kyotaro tries to deny it, but when Moko teasingly takes his hand, he blurts out his feelings, admitting aloud for the first time that he likes Anna. Moko smiles, saying it was obvious all along and that she's proud of him. That night, still processing his own confession, Kyotaro calls Anna, who's half asleep. He says he just wanted to hear her voice and wishes her a soft, happy new year before hanging up. He then makes himself a quiet but strong promise that one day, he will be brave enough to tell Anna directly that he loves her. The next day, Kyotaro goes to the temple with his family, planning to spend time with them. But apart from that, he also plans to secretly slip away to meet Anna as well. However, his plans fall apart when his family see her and Anna arrives earlier to the temple than expected. The sight of her stuns his family, who are taken aback by how beautiful she looks. Kana is in shock with how big she is in all the right places, but asks Kyotaro if she has a boyfriend. He asks why she thinks that, and Kana explains that with the way how Anna is dressed and act, she's definitely waiting for her baby daddy. His sister nudges him to greet her, but Kyotaro knows she's only doing it so she can watch and tease him after. Before he can react, Anna notices him and his family, approaches and introduces herself to his family, catching Kyotaro completely off guard. Together, they head to the temple, though Anna grows slightly annoyed by the lack of privacy, especially with Kana lingering beside them, constantly glancing her way. When Kyotaro prays, he realizes he only has one free hand, but Anna places hers over his, joining their hands together, silently sharing the moment, and they pray together. Afterward, as they rejoin his family, Anna casually asks about his wish. Kyotaro hasn't even had a chance to make one. so he improvises, saying he wished for things to stay the same. Anna pouts, slightly disappointed, before eventually bidding everyone farewell. Kyotaro quietly starts plotting when to meet her again, only to be interrupted by his sister praising him for acting like a total Chad around Anna. Before the family heads to another location, his sister grabs Kyotaro and drags him to catch up with Anna. They eventually find Anna indulging in fried chicken like a fat piggy, but when she notices Kana, she immediately hides her bucket of chicken, embarrassed. Kana surprises everyone by inviting Anna to their home, and while Kyotaro panics at the thought, Anna eagerly accepts. On the way home, Kyotaro asks his sister why she invited Anna, and she simply says that she's interested in her. Kana then casually asks Anna if she was waiting for someone earlier at the temple. But when Kana recalls how Anna was buying 2 servings of fried chicken, she realizes she may have unintentionally interrupted her brother's chance at getting his pickle tickled. When they arrive, Kyotaro notices Anna wearing the dog keychain he gave her, and he knows that Kana recognizes it. In his attempt to hide it from Kana, he only draws more suspicion, but Kana's smooth brain is distracted by Anna's busty figure, which saves Kyotaro from embarrassment. Once inside, Kana showers Anna with matcha and calls her cute when she's eating it. While Kyotaro is annoyed, she then asks Anna whether she should call her by her first name or family name, and then asks Kyotaro for his opinion. Kyotaro tries to act like he doesn't care, but the girls tease him, telling him to call Anna by her first name, which he refuses to do. Then, she brings out her school yearbook, then Kyotaro's yearbook, which excites Anna as she sees pictures of him before his skin slicing. Linkin Park phase. She sees how Kyotaro used to be surrounded by friends, but when she asks about his school trip photos, she learns that Kyotaro never attended one, which makes things awkward for Kyotaro. Seeing the tension, Kana quickly steps out, leaving Anna and Kyotaro alone. Anna goes to walk her out, and Kyotaro overhears Kana thanking her for being such a good friend to him, which makes Anna visibly flustered. She asks if she can call Kana her sister, and Kana happily agrees before leaving. Back inside, Anna is washing the dishes, so Kyotaro moves to return the yearbook to his room. But Anna follows him into his room. She takes the album and sits on his bed, making him increasingly nervous that she might smell his leftover jizz. But his worries disappear when he notices that his creamy tissues from the night before have been cleared away. Sitting beside her, he watches as she flips through his old photos and asks about his 2 childhood friends. Kyotaro explains that they transferred schools, and Anna, noticing his sadness, quickly changes the subject. She asks about all of his trophies, reminding him of the time he accomplished things before becoming a depressed little emo. But when she notices his books about murder, Kyotaro panics, worried she might dislike it. But instead of getting the Ike, Anna shows that she's interested in them, which surprises Kyotaro. Feeling comfortable, Anna lies back on his bed while they continue talking. Suddenly, her hand brushes against one of his Gooning material magazines, which has her on it, and he quickly stops her, but ends up on top of her, their faces closer than ever before. The moment becomes spicy, as they are both inches away from Humpy and Pumpy, but Anna gently pushes him away, apologizing for touching his private things, and Kyotaro thinks that he screwed up. But to his surprise, before leaving, she secretly snaps photos of his yearbook to keep his old pictures and promises to show him hers in return, which Kyotaro interprets as an invitation to visit her house. That night, Kyotaro dreams about his past, where he failed to join his best friend's transfer into an elite school, which made him isolated, and how people avoided him because he watched too much Mia Khalifa. He wakes up distressed, and his imagined alternate version pops on in his thoughts, warning him not to bring his creepy murder book to school. But despite the warning, Kyotaro brings it anyway, believing it's part of who he is. Upon arriving, Anna greets him warmly, and his family asks her to look after him because of his broken arm. As they walk together, Anna notices Kyotaro isn't wearing his dog keychain and watches as he takes it out of his bag. They find a quiet place to talk, and as Kyotaro wears the keychain on his collar, he's reminded of all the memories they've shared. He expresses how meeting her has changed him, making school something he now looks forward to. But Anna insists and believes that the credit belongs to him for having the courage to reach out. When his books suddenly fall, Anna picks them up and notices the murder book again, but Kyotaro realizes he no longer feels ashamed of it. Seeing his expression, Anna hugs him gently, and he returns the embrace, his emotions overwhelming him. They rush off to class, only to encounter Moko, who catches on to the growing closeness between them and teases them before running off. Anna offers Kyotaro a piece of candy, and unlike before, He accepts it without hesitation, smiling softly as they walk together. If you watch this anime recap until the end, comment down below Midget Gunner. And if you love anime recaps like this, watch this video.